Hi everyone. We've got a new online course that we want to tell you about. Marysia heads the course up, and I'm going to be doing the Dharma session on this upcoming course. And the course is totally suitable for beginners to circling, but it's also an ideal course for people who have been inspired by circling and have obviously had deep experiences in circling, who want to feel the kind of library of wisdom that underpins circling that is often invisible to people when they've just had these strong experiences from these kind of simple human practices. People often don't realize how many principles and underlying themes and distinctions there are that kind of make the magic of circling work. And on this course, you get to go into those in detail and actually feel how they apply in your life. And there's practices around them and group experiences. And I was always excited about getting this course out because of how powerful experiences people have when circling, and that this can be a really good integration tool to kind of deepen it and have it grounded and stable in your life. And I wonder, Marysia, you've done these two courses already.
Yeah.
I wonder what you have to add.
Well, I think the thing I've really noticed leading these courses, it's like there's such a joy in being able to explore the principles in a really deep way with people. So for me, like, principles are foundation of circling practice, and we go into so much detail on each of the principles, and there's really space for everybody's individual deep inquiry into what that means in the context of circling, but also in their lives. And that's something we've done a lot with this course. It's like, how can you integrate these principles into your daily life, and put a lot of thought into that integration process. And I think that's a point that a lot of people have a longing. It's like a longing to integrate the practice more deeply into life, into everyday interactions, not just with other circlers, but with the people that you're interacting with, just in a normal day. So yeah, there's that. And then there's also the kind of container of the mini community that we form during the course. So we've had people say that they're surprised by how there is a sense of group, even though it's online and these people have never met before most of the time. There's lots of ways that people are interacting with each other. And yeah, so it's just quite a powerful, like a powerful experience. It's like a new kind of filling a new space that hasn't really been filled before. It's like how to have both that cognitive understanding and also experiential opportunities all the way through.
Right.
Yeah.
And how have people found it? Like, what's your sense of from that container? Like, what's it been like for people?
Yeah, I mean, so the thing that in the first round, actually, we had some feedback, which is that people wanted more of a sense of community. So we did include these like buddy circles, which is like what we do on the SAS as well. And then we had great feedback that people had this sense of community and sense of container. And the other thing we've had a lot of feedback on is this appreciation to be able to take a step back from practice and reflect. So this element of reflection and understanding like what underpins this practice. It's very empowering, actually, because then people get into their own sense of their own leadership in their practice of circling, and also in their lives, if they want to live more in this way. So yeah, we've got lots of testimonials littered about on the website that will give a more direct transmission of how it's been for people. But I think there's been a lot of appreciation of having the access to that knowledge, that foundational knowledge. Yeah.
That feels really relieving to me, because when I lead, I'm often sat there in silence or like not saying so many things and just dealing with what's happening in the room. And I'm always looking to impart any of that knowledge and bring it. And obviously we do bring it as leaders, but there's so much of it that doesn't normally feel like skillful means to bring it all at once, because then you lose the magic of the intimacy. and this course gives people a bit more time and space to engage with that in their own way, which is just so important for their own growth and their own experience of circling.
Yeah, and I really resonate with that challenge. And also I think it's like capturing both, like having this sense of where there is knowledge that can be accessed, like, so there's insights, like, you know, you and Sean have done lots of videos with Jordan as well, and also the leaders on the course, like we're bringing our experience in, but then there's this emphasis on like this personal embodied journey, which is actually how a lot of this knowledge is accessed. It's like, oh, what's it like for you, what's happening now? And that kind of, yeah, that kind of integration, that is like the challenge, like that you're speaking to when leading. It's like how to give people like that really deep experience that's really meaningful, because it's personal and it's immediate and it's real. So that's the kind of integration that we're looking for, that we're trying to create with this course.
Sounds awesome. I'm looking
I'm
forward.
shy when you say that. Yeah, it's awesome. It is awesome. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to coming on this round and getting in there with you and feeling it myself. Yeah,
looking forward to having you this time. Yeah.
And if people want to know any more about it, they can reach out to us, and there'll be other rounds forthcoming after this one that starts on November the 4th.
November the 4th, yeah. So on Saturday, November the 4th, our first call was, that Saturday at 8 o'clock European time, 2 o'clock Central time. And and people can reach out to me with specific questions about the course. Like, I'm really open for that. Cool.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Fun to do this with you.
Yeah.
Your resistance to doing marketing like things.
Yeah, I don't mind writing that much. It's just video.
How is it to do a marketing video for you, Marysia?
Really uncomfortable. It's deeply uncomfortable. I think I don't want to mislead people, and I don't feel like I am at all. It's like, but there's presenting things, it's like a challenge somehow. And I don't want anyone to do this course that doesn't just deeply feel they want to either. It's like, it's not what we're trying to do at Circling Europe in general. It's like, it's not like pushing products on people. It's like, oh, if you have a lot of people have a longing for this in their life, so that's why it's here. It's like generated from that need, like gap that we saw, right? And
Absolutely. For me, it was seeing like all these people have these incredible weekends and just like, wow, this is life changing, you know, and doing weekend after weekend with that happening, and that, how can we do more? And I want this more in my life. And there's the SAS for people for that, which is one way. And then this is another way, which is easier and more accessible and lower investment, and feels like a really important, I would just want it to be there for people if it fits for them.
Yeah, and I really resonate, because I was thinking about like when I did my first circling weekend, and then I kind of like got home and I was like, what? Like, where? And I actually had 2 people in London that I was like circling with obsessively every weekend, and I still would have loved this. And I still would have loved something like this. So I do think about that periodically, actually, like for that situation where you've had that experience, that first experience, and then it's like, oh, there's a whole nother reality. But then what? Where do I go from here?
And instead you phoned me, didn't you?
Instead I phoned you. I did. Thanks for that. I needed some support, actually.